the 307 level with there, but you could get knocked down by the 41.42 cents. Sorry, I had to piece this together. I got a phone call, work, even though it's on do not disturb. Um, but that's what we're looking at with the XLM price. But I think in the short term, maybe this track and blue right here, maybe that's where it's going to try to come up to in the short term. See that right there? Maybe that's what we're trying to follow. It's been on it pretty good. We're going to continue to follow it though and see exactly what happens here over this weekend. I think it's going to be very exciting. As you do know, next week, the federal gangsters and banksters, the henchmen, at least for now, Jerome Powell, as we do know, Donald Trump is up. He is up, Jerome Powell, the Fed chairman. They get put in the 14-year terms or 12, whatever it is, and he's up for re-election next year. And there's no way on Trump's green earth in this United States next year under his watch, he's not going to be confirmed. He's going to be ousted, and they're going to put in charlatans and cronies to debase the dollar radically and fastly, and they're going to hyperinflate inflation and assets as they drastically deflate the US dollar. And that's why we buy assets that appreciate in a dollar depreciating world. And that's the reason that it's of the most vital timing and time sensitive to get this knowledge, to get your portfolio, and to get the education and information that you need to understand how to profit on assets that appreciate, which means they go up when the dollar depreciates, because we're on a chronic dollar depreciating planet where we inflate um, the assets, the real estates, the stocks, the commodities by deflating the US dollar, and become a asset millionaire and help support the channel. Video description and or pinned comment. It's cheap. It starts at $3.99 a month, and you get to understand how to invest in gold and silver bullion and mining stocks, cryptocurrencies, 401k steady investing, real estate, and some cash on the side, right? And you can see the Ethereum, after getting rejected off the high, was consolidating along that local support where that green arrow is. We've bounced off it beautifully, and now we have to see, is this going to continue the rally up into the all-time high, or is this going to roll back over at some point and have to come back down and where we thought it would come down and have one tap on there again and retest the 50 and the megaphone neckline support. That's something for a different time that we're going to have to wait and see. But that is currently what we're watching here with the Bitcoin, with the Ethereum price. If we go into the Bitcoin price in the real quick, you can see it did what we were talking about yesterday. Let's first move these. What it did yesterday, we said it was going to do one of two things. It was going to have a couple of $1,000 pump to the upside and break back into this rising channel like it did beautifully. Look at that. When we were talking about it yesterday, it was somewhere in here, and we said if it pumped, it would have a couple of $1,000 pump into here and then likely come down and retest. Or it would have that couple of $1,000 pump to the downside, and it would end up here along the 100-day moving average. But it took the north road. You can see it got up to 116,000 and change, and now it's sitting on the lower support, and that's what you're going to look to ride now and see if it can hold it. If it can't hold it and fell out, it would fall all the way back down here really quick. So we're going to look and see how this continues to interact with this rising channel. It is back in there, although it's barely in there. It's in there. We're going to see if it can't stay above the 50 and that critical 3.5 year rising support, rising channel, right? It's been going on for about 3.5 years. We want to go into the news, see if there's anything in the Bitcoin. Main Bitcoin criteria. Critic Peter Schiff gives epic response to Tom Lee and Michael Saylor. Peter Schiff, probably the most vocal and stubborn hater of Bitcoin, has done it again. This time, the target for his beat spoke crypto criticism was Fun Stretch Tom Lee, who shared a selfie with Strategies Michael Saylor, capturing the post with Bitcoin and Ethereum are friends. Schiff thought they are rather partners in crime, as they uh, exactly how he cemented on this photo. The commentary landed perfectly after the previous day's announcement that Bitmine got 46,255 Ethereum from BitGo, which is about 201 million. That takes their total stash holdings to 2,126,018. Ethereum worth 9.24 billion. After for Saylor has 638,000. 460 Bitcoin at $73,800, up almost 56%. Shift quick comment fit into his usual routine of criticizing crypto enthusiasm, but this time he aimed at two figures who speak for the two biggest coins on the market. One of has incorporated Bitcoin into a corporate balance sheet, while the other highlighted Ethereum's broader financial potential. Together, they became a target too good to pass up for Shift. The post is definitely very special. And Peter Schiff is uh, not big on cryptos. He's into real assets, hard assets that will go up under no any circumstances under dollar devaluation, and it's historically been the most precious metal and the most precious commodity and the most precious money on the planet for all eternity, and it will continue to be. And I think we're going to make bank, and we already have made some bank. We're up $23,000 plus on our mining stocks alone, over $20,000 on our foreign stocks alone, and uh, we're up pretty good on the bullion as well. We're up 100% on that, and that's all because the investing strategies and the understanding and the information and the education, right? Peter Schiff, Jim Rickards, Mike Maloney, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, right? All these people taught me a lot of things along the way, along with a lot of other people too. Wilton Freeman, right? Helicopter money he coined back in the day, which we have now. And that's what we're here to do. And that's what we're here to strive to be. And we're going to do that with steady investing and long term investing together. Peace and love, the Rex Eyebrow, Jay.